What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes, and I wanted to recap or at least see where I stand when it comes to the fight bonuses between UFC 273 and Crypto.com. So if you don't know what that new sponsorship or that new partnership kind of provided, I mean, it's a partnership that's been around for some time, but this is something new that sprung up through Crypto.com, and that is the fans will actually get to vote their top 3 performers, their top 3 fighters. First place gets 30,000 US in Bitcoin, second place gets 20,000, and third place gets 10,000. So before last night's fight, I had my top 3 of what I thought was going to play out, and so let's kind of go back in time and see what I had picked. So those are my 3 picks. I got Khamzat Chimaev number 1, 30,000 in Bitcoin. Second place goes to Volkanovski, 20,000 in Bitcoin. And third place goes to Peter Yan with 10,000 in Bitcoin. All right, so those were my picks. So let's see how they kind of panned out. And I saw this before, but I want to verify officially. And I had a fun time trying to find this. Was not on the UFC site, at least I couldn't find it. So finally found it here on Crypto.com site. And as we scroll down, and before we do, so 2 things. Let me say this. So one is I was way too close to that camera or to my phone when making that video. Way too close. So that's number 1. Number 2 is this is how the fights actually played out. Was Chimaev won his fight, beautiful fight. It was an absolute war. We had Volkanovski just absolutely destroy Korean Zombie, kind of expected. And then 3, not expected, was Peter Yan lost the decision to Aljamain Sterling. So those 3 fights and within those fights, I picked my top 3: Chimaev, Volkanovski, and Peter Yan. Right. So out of those 3 picks that I had, 2 of them went to victory and 1 lost in a decision, which was Peter Yan at the end. So when I'm watching the fight, I'm thinking, this is crazy. I was so close to being right. And then, lo and behold, if you guys see here, previous fan bonuses. Now, this is UFC 273. Top fan vote went to Khamzat Chimaev. Second went to Alexander Volkanovski. And third actually went to Peter Yan. So I was 100% right on all 3. Now, believe it or not, the Alexander Volkanovski and Peter Yan, I don't think there wasn't anything great. Even, I guess, Chimaev, if you're on the hype train. But he was pretty close to losing, so that would have been different. But out of those 3, Peter Yan lost. And he was still voted as the fans' 3rd best fighter. So it goes to show you that, even when you lose, you can lose in such a fashion that the fans still applaud you over the victor. So I thought that was interesting. So you guys saw it right here. I had picked my top 3, Chimaev, Volkanovski, and Peter Yan, and that seems to have panned out beautifully. So we'll see on the next event. Can I continue this streak? And we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward. But this was a beautiful one for me, and I'm going to ride high on it. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.